Fictional fights! Throughout the history of, everybody can all agree on one thing. Giant monsters are awesome. Like King Kong, the ape king of Skull Island, and Godzilla, the reptilian king of the monsters. He's the brain and I'm the main man. And today we're going to put these two kings into a fictional fight. Godzilla is known as the king of the monsters, and for good reasons. Godzilla's size is super huge. He's got his sharp claws, his dorsal fins, and his long tail. And if this tail is aimed correctly, he can send his enemies flying with it. But that's barely scratching the surface with his atomic breath. The atomic breath is a blue fire that Godzilla can shoot out of his mouth. While the atomic breath is super powerful, it can easily be dodged by such enemies like King Ghidorah, and it takes a long time to recharge. Also, another thing, Godzilla isn't really that fast. Yeah, when's the last time you seen him run or pick up a monster? Exactly, and Godzilla doesn't really think his fight's through. He just wants to show that he is the true king. But Godzilla's got a lot more abilities than just atomic breath and his claws. He's also a living magnet. Magnets, how do they even work? Well, it's one in north and a south. I don't want to know. Also, another thing, that was from the older days. And we're mainly focusing on the live-action movies, just to make this fight fair. So don't give me any bullcrap about Godzilla surviving a black hole, or surviving the temperature of lava. We're focusing on the legendary Godzilla, okay? Okay, jeez. Godzilla can also charge up his beam, bend over, and can fly. Well, what he does is that he shoots his atomic breath in the air. Doing this can push him in the air, giving him the ability to fly. But like I said, the atomic breath takes a long time to recharge, and it doesn't really last that long. But Godzilla's also got that tough reptilian skin that can protect him from most attacks. Well, I know this is one lizard I ain't stabbing with my keys. Do you do it in your spare time, or don't question it? I just like cutting lizards with my keys. Okay, there's apes like Donkey Kong, Planet of the Apes, but most of them aren't as powerful as King Kong. Well, his legendary name has been dubbed to Kong, and the name of this movie that he was featured in was named Kong Skull Island, so yeah. Well, Kong has gotten a lot more bigger than 2005. He can stand somewhere around 100 feet tall, and in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, he's going to be even taller. Kong may seem weak to you, but don't be underestimated. Oh yeah, he's super intelligent and can use weapons around him. Like he can use trees as bats, boat propellers as chainsaws, and you can't forget he can throw a rock. He also got a lot of power on him. Right, especially in his fists. His fists are so powerful, they can get a powerful enough grip that he can rip out tongues from skull crawlers. Ugh. Not only is his fist powerful, but he's also really good at punching with them. Kong is also super athletic. He can jump super heights, and he's surprisingly fast. And he's gotten enough experience fighting thousands of skull crawlers. Kong is super intelligent. As we mentioned before, he can use main tools around him as weapons. And believe me, he knows when an attack is coming. Hey Brian, aren't you technically a part of Kong's family since you're a monkey, half robot? And you're super intelligent? Oh God! Ah! Got a bird! That's what you get for making fun of me. And also from the time you Kamehameha blast me, and from the time you screamed right in my ear, and when you Doria'd me. Alrighty, we've done the analysis and the fighters are ready. Okay, yeah, I'm calling a medic. This is the King Kong I know what a lot of people are gonna say. Why didn't Godzilla win? Well, there are some reasons why. First of all, Kong was way too fast and way too athletic for Godzilla to catch him. And plus with that, he could easily dodge the atomic breath. And like I said, the atomic breath takes a very long time to recharge. And it doesn't last very long. Plus, Kong had a lot of strength on hand. He was physically way more stronger than Godzilla has ever been. Another reason why we specifically uses the legendary live-action versions of Godzilla and Kong, just so we can make this fight fair. A question, though, a lot of people wonder, who had the more experience? A lot of people may think, you see, all those years Godzilla's been around, he's just been taking a power nap. The only thing that gave him experience was when he woke up with atomic bombs. But compare that to how Kong has been. He's fought in a bunch of skull crawlers for years, which in our personal opinion gives him the experience. And given with so much experience Kong has had, he's learned from plenty with his skull crawler fights. And even so, the atomic breath, even if Godzilla landed a hit with the atomic breath, Kong has survived a lake of fire, which pretty much outclassed the whole atomic breath thing. But what about that whole fire thing? That's the power of a nuke? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Mothra gave Godzilla those powers and she died. Plus, it was a one-time only thing. It's very unlikely he can do it again. Well, I guess Godzilla just wasn't worthy to keep his throne. The winner is King Kong.